Hello everybody, welcome to Atlas Tabletop Gaming, and today I am bringing you a hobby update. And what I thought I'd do today is a little bit different to what I've done normally. So I will be doing a painting video behind me chatting absolute nonsense. So I've chosen some Kabalite warriors to start painting, and I did one this morning as a sort of a test sort of run, and I think it came out really good. So I'm going to carry on with the rest of the army. I've collected Dark Elder since 2000. If you're only good at maths, that's 21 years, and I've never really paid it any sort of attention. I've sort of added stuff onto it over the years and sort of made it like a hodgepodge of an army, if that's the best way to describe it. And I finally decided 2021 was the year for Drukhari, or Dark Elder, whichever one you want to call it. Eldar, Craft World Bialtan is my main one, which I always loved. It was first ever army, and my second ever army was Dark Elder. And then after that I got into Space Marines, Black Templars, probably a year after Drukhari. So in 2002 I sort of decided to start collecting a Black Templar army. And what I will do as a treat for all you guys and girls out there is I will one day show you my Black Templar force, which is around about 23,000 points of army, which is huge. And it's been collected since 2002, so there is Goblin Green bases, which is really cool, I find. But tonight I just want to talk to you about Drukhari, how I'm painting them up, and where I'm taking the army into 2021. Now there's a new codex coming out soon as well, and hopefully we get some really cool stuff. But I like Drukhari where they are at the moment. If you've played Drukhari as long as I have, then you will know 7th and 6th edition wasn't really our edition. 8th was a lot better for us, and I'm hoping 9th is even better. Now, being it's a sit and chat, I will be having a drink, so I'm currently drinking a Disaronno on the rock, and we will see how many I get through during this video. Now, I'm not the best painter in the world, but I do think I do a reasonable job for my armies on the board. Sorry. So how do I paint? So my trusty water in the Tommy TP pot, which was kindly donated to me, so because I got 4 kids, and I think these are really good and nice and easy to paint in. And my palette, which is basically just a dish. Don't tell me wife or my partner, because she might get upset if she found out that I was using them all the time. So how have I started with these guys? Well, I have used a army painter cheat. Now, if you haven't, how do I say this? If you haven't already figured this out, the Army Painter base spray and primer paints are absolutely fucking amazing, and I say that really heavily because they are fucking amazing. So last week I ordered the Alien Purple from a reputable merchant, and it arrived in a couple of days, and I sprayed 60 Kabalite warriors, bish bash bosh, 10 of them you can see in front of you, in about half an hour. And the army painter stuff, you do have to shake, rattle and roll quite well with them. You have to really give them a good shake, because they can, the sediments settle at the bottom of the can, and you do get issues sometimes with spitting. But if you shake them extremely well, then you won't have any issues, and you just allow that spray to come out nice and fluent, and it'll be absolutely fine. And I sprayed 60 warriors in roughly about half an hour. I think it took about half an hour, which is no time at all. So basically it's Alien Purple base, and then I will shade it with Darushi Violet, and then I will highlight with Gene Steeler Purple, and then we will go on all the metalwork to Lead Belcher with a wash of Dreckenhoff Nightshade, so the blue wash, and then I will dry brush with Ironbreaker, and that will be pretty much the model done. So during this video I will be showing you the painting side, but I'll also be talking absolute random crap, which I know you all like. So what I do with my washes, which is this one, I will give it a good shake and then just spread a little bit onto a plate. just so that I've got a little bit of a pool to work with. So why Dark Elder, you say? Well, I really love how, you know, you got the Chaos faction in Warhammer 40,000, and a lot of Chaos players out there will say we are the most evil, but in reality actually you're not. The most evil faction in the universe is Dark Elder by a country fucking mile. And the reason why I say that is because the Chaos will try and convert you, they will try and kill you, and they will pretty much, once they've killed you, once they've converted you, they will absolutely leave you alone. Whereas an Archon or a Homunculi, if they capture you, you're in for a rough time. So the Archon might try to interrogate you and torture you, and I don't mean like waterboarding torture, I mean kill you and bring you back to life. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just washing all these models because I've primed and based them. So literally, instead of fanning assing about, I will literally just cover the entire model in the wash, and that will obviously get into all the recesses and make it pretty purple, which is nice. And the reason why I've painted, I'll go back to why Jakari, the most evil force in the universe, in a second. The reason why I painted my Jakari purple is because my partner Kelly absolutely loves the colour purple, and I thought as a homage to her I will paint my Jakari purple because they're the most evil race in the galaxy. And if you ever have a female in your life, or a woman or a partner or a wife, you will know the same struggle. And she is sat right next to me doing her schoolwork because she's a teacher, and she's giving me the most funniest look you can imagine. So I'm in trouble tonight, guys, and if you never hear from me again, you know who to point the finger at. So literally just completely washing it. So there's 9 models to paint, so I'm just going to completely wash them, get the hair nice and washy, and this model's falling off its base, so I'm going to have to re-glue that. It's these models, I've had them for so long. My friend Ian sold me a lot of his Jakari back in 2001. When I say sold, I mean here you go Karl, have it, I'm fucking off to America, or something along those lines. So Ian, if you're watching this, I love you buddy, and thank you for the army. And I'll show you what I mean when I get onto the vehicles, because I've got a load of Raiders, as you'd expect from a Jakari force. Raiders, Venoms, Ravagers, because you know you're not doing Jakari right if you don't have Raiders, Venoms, Ravagers, and Raven Bombers, not Raven Bombers, Void Bombers, and the other flyer, which the name escapes me, but I will remember it by the end of this video. So a lot of these models are damaged beyond, not beyond repair, but just beyond the ability to repair them. So I'm just going to paint them up and just leave them as they are, because at the end of the day, who cares? It's my army, I do what the hell I want. So go back to Jakari. So yeah, the Archon will torture you, kill you, and then bring you back to life and go, do you know what, I ain't done with you yet, pal. I'm going to do it all over again. Because why? Because I can. And what a sort of a Kabbalite warrior would do before a raid or a fairly substantial battle, they will hire a homunculi to come find their remains during or after the battle, if they do get killed, to be regenerated. And a homunculi can regenerate you from a fingernail, or any slice of bit of DNA that's absolutely left. So the Jakari sort of throw themselves into battle, but they're very sinister. And this is what I love about them. So whenever people say I'm playing Jakari, expect them to be a really evil, sinister person, because you know that's how you expect them to be played, because that's the character within the actual force itself. And whenever I do play them, I show no mercy and I absolutely go for the throat. But as always with a Jakari or Dark Elder army, it's a death by 1,000 cuts. And what I mean by that is the basic weapon of a Jakari warrior is a splinter rifle. And what's unique about Jakari is a splinter rifle will actually have is poison. And what that means is that you hit on your normal ballistic skill, and if you're against an infantry unit or a monster unit, no matter what the toughness, you will always wound on a 4+. If you're going against a vehicle, it's a 6 up, but against a infantry unit or a monster unit without the vehicle keyword, it is a 4+, which is absolutely fucking amazing. as you can imagine. When you go against a Horde army, Jakari are really, really good against Horde armies because of that poison weapon. And how you play that in the game is you spam poison weapons. You don't go, oh yeah, I'm just going to have a couple of splinter cannons or splinter rifles here, there and everywhere. You go to town on them and bring loads of it, because otherwise you're not playing to the strength of the army. Now, the main strength of Jakari is it hits hard, it hits fast, but that's pretty much it. It can't really take a hit. And sometimes, if you're not used to playing an army of that style, you can end up with egg on your face. And it does take a while to play with Jakari. Although, saying that, being in 9th edition or 8th edition, they've gotten a lot better. They're a lot easier to play, but not necessarily. If you go, right, today guys, I've been into Games Workshop, I've seen an army I like, and it's Jakari or Dark Elder, Jakari, Dark Elder, whichever one you want, and you go, oh, I really like the look of the models, I'm going to buy that army. And then you go home and you go, right, what's the best army? And if you're that sort of guy and you go, oh, let's have a look on the internet and see what sort of lists are about. And then you buy that list. If you haven't really played them before, that inexperience will absolutely tell, because they're a very unique army. They, like I said earlier, they hit hard, they hit fast, but they can't take a hit. So you have to be used to hiding them. And what a lot of the time during 7th edition, especially for myself, is I found that if I rushed forward with Dark Elder, I generally got my ass spanked. So I learned to hide them, and I kept hiding my army behind buildings and sort of that sort of stuff all the time. And then when 8th hit and the rules changed to any assault weapons on or heavy weapons on their vehicles became assault, so your Dark Lance became an assault weapon on the vehicle, which was incredible, and it didn't hinder your ballistic skill. Now, most other armies had an issue with ballistic skill. Yes, so most vehicles had an issue with ballistic skill at the start of 8th edition, so if they moved they were -1 to hit, whereas Dark Elder with the Dark Lance became standard ballistic skill, so it was an assault weapon on their vehicles, which is really, really good. And you basically moved and shot at ballistic skill 3, which made him extremely accurate and extremely popular amongst the meta egg chasers out there. So yeah, Jakari overnight became really, really good. So I've washed all the models, and they're literally now just waiting to dry. So this is what I really, really like about Army Painter. I sprayed them, and then all I need to do is wash them and then highlight. So once they're dry, they're not dry yet, but I will highlight with Gene Stealer Purple, which I like this sort of purple. What I was doing beforehand is painting them a base colour, which was, oh, let me just get it out, the dark purple that GW do, which is called Nagaroth Night. But what I found with Nagaroth Night is that you couldn't really wash it straight after, because it would basically a dark wash over a dark colour, and it made it quite dark. So what I would then do is paint Xenos Purple over the top, and then wash it, and then highlight. So I do base layer, then wash, then highlight. But with the Army Painter Alien Purple, what I found is recently this week is that you literally can just spray it, wash it, and then come in with highlight. If you hear my dogs barking, that means next door neighbours, that's Dexter giving it a good growl, he's a Shih Tzu. Next door neighbour's dog is barking at nothing, and Dexter's retaliating. Bruno, the big lumpy Labrador, is sat on the sofa doing absolutely chuffle, because he's a great guard dog, isn't he, Karl? So yeah, while they're drying, I could go into and just pause the video and stop, but what I've been up to this week hobby wise, like I said, is sort of focusing on the Dark Elder, getting them sprayed up, ready to go, which is what I've done. This sort of weekend, there's been a lot of rugby on. Gloucester lost again, boo, but I see signs of improvement, which is really, really good. England lost against Scotland, which is boo. Very, very frustrating as an English fan. Just got to deal with it and get on with it. There's nothing I can do or control it. And then we saw Wales versus Ireland today win. and because of that I've had a few beers, which is always nice to have a Sunday beer, and sort of like enjoy the hobby in the evening. And I thought I'd do a quick video around painting, and just talking about the hobby update that I like to do every Monday. Not a lot of people watch it, but if you haven't already, then please watch the hobby update. It's a really good fun, and it just basically me talking to you guys about the hobby and what I've been up to. And recently I sort of sat there down and thought, well, what else sort of videos can I do without the mates coming around or the boys coming around to play games? I can't really record them and sort of share them with you guys, so I thought I'll do this tonight, and see how we go and see if you like them. And this one was quite nice. What I thought I would do is explain why I've started a YouTube channel. So basically a little bit about me really. My name's Karl. I'm a father of 2, and I also foster 2 children. I have a partner, Kelly, of about 14 years I think now. I'm sure it's 14, isn't it, Karl? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she says yes. So it's 14 years, and I recently decided to give up work to look after our 4 kids. And it was a big decision to make, because I was in a position of extreme power, ultimate cosmic power in my work environment, and I decided actually that the rat race was getting a bit tedious, and I thought to myself, well, I have 4 kids at home, and it would be nice to spend more time with them rather at work. And I think that's a big decision for anybody really to make, especially in the environment that we're in at the moment with COVID-19 and what have you. And I thought it was the best thing to do with the family. When you're in a position of responsibility within your workforce, it can get to you over time. And I think after the last 18 years of working in sort of that environment, I felt like it was getting to me a little bit too much, so I decided to give up work, become a stay-at-home dad. So I walk around with a pinny and do all the cooking, the cleaning, the washing. My partner's shaking her head rigorously and I go, no, that's not true, I do a lot of it still, which is true. She's fantastic, and she helps out a lot, because I need training on all this, and she's really good at that. She is a teacher, so she spends most of her days teaching kids from our dining room, which is difficult in this situation. I promise you guys, if you've got a teacher as a partner, guys and girls, it is difficult for them at the moment, because they're so used to being in a classroom, mingling with the kids and instructing and talking to them that way, but now they're spending it all day on a screen. Which can give them headaches and can make them a bit grumpy, as it were, and they're not used to that. And I think that I need a big shout out for all our teachers out there who are doing an absolute incredible job. And sometimes parents don't really realise how hard the teachers work, and if you're a partner of a teacher, you know exactly how hard these people work when they're not in the classroom, as it were. So big props out to all the teachers out there that are getting through it and getting our kids through it. So anyway, I decided to give up on work and become a stay-at-home dad, which means taking the kids to and from school. And if you've ever been on the school run, that's fucking horrendous. It's good fun. And I thought, well, what else can I do during my day? So I get 6 hours of the day pretty much to myself. I do all the tidying up very quickly so I can have free time. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And this is where Atlas Tabletop Gaming came from. I decided to do it and give a good crack and see what happens. And I'm not out there to be all big and famous, as it were. I just want to share my hobby with you people, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, and as much as I enjoy doing it. And that's really where it came from. So one of the things that I've done recently, well, I say recently, over the last 2 years in Gloucester, is create a gaming community. So me and my friend Phil decided to start Gloucester Tabletop Gaming Community, which is Gloucester's only gaming club for tabletop games, board games. Having a quick drink, board games, and we pretty much do anything down there. There's a Dungeons and Dragons group, which is really cool, and Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, X-Wing, Blood Bowl, any sort of game that you want to play is available to play down our gaming club. Now obviously we haven't been open since October due to COVID-19 restrictions, which is boo, and what we do is we have a WhatsApp group which really keeps the community alive. There's a lot of banter that flows around, and I just want a big shout out to those guys because they really keep us sane, just talking to each other and having a good crack over text, as it were. What's that, Pancake Tuesday? Is it Stroke Tuesday on Tuesday, is it? Nice, pancakes, here we go, boys. And yeah, it really does help and keeps your mental strength going, because it is difficult for people that are basically just waffling because of the wash is drying, and it is difficult for people out there that do suffer from mental health issues, and there's a lot of them out there that probably keep it to themselves, and sometimes you need to just talk. And having these WhatsApp groups and having this sort of community to lean on sometimes really helps people, which is why I share my hobby with you guys. It allows me to express myself. I am a bit of a lunatic. You might have noticed that already. And what I really do enjoy is doing the competitive podcast. We've done 2 now. We did Adari as the first one, and Imperial Guard as the second one, which is a really good one actually, the Imperial Guard one. We haven't had many people watch it, so if you haven't watched it or listen to it and take it all in, because Dale's Tempestus army is really good, and it's different to what else is out there that I've seen, and I think, you know, if you do listen to it, you'll enjoy it. And yeah, so as an order, go listen to it now, and don't stop watching this. So this is a great video, and if you do like what I'm putting out there, please like and subscribe and click the notification button, all that sort of good stuff, and that really helps. Apparently we have 53 subscribers now, which is cool, which means 53 people like the videos and have to hit subscribe, but we've had hundreds and hundreds of people watch the videos, which is also good. It's not like the other big boys in the sort of Warhammer back rep scene, as it were, but that's not what we're aiming to be from Atlas Tabletop Gaming. What we want to do is just share my hobby, and the people that will be joining once we're out of lockdown to share their hobby with you guys, and hopefully you enjoy that as much as we will enjoy putting out that material. So what I'll do is, I will pause the video for a bit, recording, and let the wash dry. I reckon I got about 10 minutes before the wash fully dries, and then I'll come along with the highlights and show you what I do with the highlights. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed me rambling on already this video, and I will come back in a bit and do the highlights. Okay, so the wash is pretty much dried on these 5 models here, and these 4 here a little bit wet, so we will leave them for now and concentrate on these guys just to keep it moving. So what I do is I get my Genestealer Purpleoli, or Genestealer Purple. I got a Budweiser now, I've run out of the Serrano. Okay. So just get a little bit, as they do in all those videos. Oh yeah, 2 thin coats, a bit of water, blah 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 blah. I always use hot water instead of cold water, just to keep my tip nice and pointy. Don't laugh, Kelly. And all I'm going to do now is highlight the areas which I feel need highlighting. I don't go crazy, and I literally just make it stand out. So I do the upper thigh, not the boots or the gloves, and I will literally just keep doing that. So how do I like to win my Jakari army? I like Venoms with about 5 Cabalite warriors in each Venom, all with a blaster, and the rest with splinter cannons. Very basic, very standard for Jakari, and that's pretty much it really. You don't need to do much else, because Venoms are open topped, so you basically just zoom around the board and shoot people, which upsets a lot of people because they got to get through a Venom, and Venoms are quite nasty little transports. They're toughness 5, they're not too bad, they're -1 to hit, and they have a 5-up in Venom. But what makes a Venom really cool, which gets people a lot hot under collar, is they have to splinter cannons. And splinter cannons are really good because they're basically poisoned cannons, so they get strength 0 because they're poison, and they basically have a range 36, rapid fire, and they are really good because they can spam 12 shots at 18 inches, strength poisoned, and do a lot of damage. And what I always think about Dark Elder is literally an army that is death by 1,000 cuts, because one splinter cannon or splinter rifle isn't going to do a whole deal, whereas you have 20 of the buggers, it will absolutely wreck face. And it doesn't matter what they face, they always seem to do extremely well. So I am literally now just painting the recessed areas and the highlighted bits just to make them stand out. Now, when you paint batches like I'm doing right now, you kind of want to do all the purple or the highlighted purple, and then move on to the other purple or the other colour, and then do a massive load of washing at the end. So that's probably what I'll do. I might only just paint one more and then turn off the camera so I can focus fully on it rather than talking to you guys. But yeah, how I run it, my Jakari is a venom span, and literally I will put 5 guys in a venom with 1 blaster. A blaster is a strength 8, AP 3 or 4, I think it's 3, maybe 4, D6 damage shot. Range 18, and it can really do damage. And because it's a dark light weapon, what you'll find is you get 1 shot, you roll your 1 shot, it will be a 3 to hit, and you roll a 2 or a 1, and there won't be anything nearby to help you reroll. Happens every single game. They sound really good on paper, and then in reality they always fucking let you down. And I promise you that will absolutely happen with Dark Elder. Dark Lances, single shot weapons, every time it will cause you to miss. And it might seem like I'm filling, that's because I'm concentrating and just on some little fiddly bits there. So let's have a look. Yeah, he's looking pretty badass. And I think that is all. Oh wait, we'll do these little horny spiky bits because I've converted a blaster back in 2000 to make it look like a spiky blaster, because that's what you do spiky blasters, because who cares? It's your army, do whatever the hell you want. And with Dark Elder, they are effectively space pirates, which is also very cool aesthetic to your army. The transports are amazing. If you haven't done, if you haven't looked at Dark Elder or Jakari, Karl, you should always go PC. Nah, fuck that bullshit, fuck that noise. You will have lots of sails that you have to paint, and they do look like space pirates, but all they really want to do is capture you, take you back home to Komarov, and torture the fuck out of you. And if you like that sort of thing, that's great. If you're not into that, well, oh well, if you're captured, you're dead anyway. And what happens normally, if that you prove to be a good torture subject, you'll be turned into a grotesque or a rack and sent out to fight on behalf of the Dark Elder, which is really cool. I think GW, I think they regret making Dark Elder because they are so sinister and evil, and they make Chaos look like the good guys in comparison. Okay, so this guy has a sawn off, oh, this stood on me, a sawn off gun because it's broken, boo, and I can't find any parts, so I will literally just keep painting them. It doesn't really matter, because if they get out of their venom, they're pretty much dead anyway. So yeah, I've always rated Cabalite warriors. They are extremely flexible. They do get the power from pain, so they get 6 up feel no pain. They've only got 5 up armor save, so weapon skill, ballistic skill 3. and toughness strength 3 and leadership 7, armor save of 5+, but they do get a 6-up feel no pain from turn 1, so that can help, and I know it's helped me in a lot of games and to keep them alive. But I always rate Cabalites, so I think they're really good. They're relatively cheap as well. Put them in the venom like I keep saying, and you will have fun all day, every day with these guys. No ifs, no buts, no coconuts. Just highlighting the hair very quickly. I don't mess about, I just get it done. So, what are we doing on the channel this week? Well, I plan to do a 1500 point Dark Elder list comparison like I have done with other armies, and show you what I take in a 1500 point list or raiding party, and share that with you guys, and you can give me your feedback and all that sort of good stuff. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the channel this week. I might do another video at some point as well, depending on time constraints, and hopefully I'll be able to show you how far I've got on the Drukhari Warriors. I do have 60 to paint, so it's a long order, tall order as they say, but with the way I paint, I should get them pretty much done hopefully this week. And sorry, just concentrating again, and hopefully we will be able to bring you some battle reports. Now I would like to do some battle reports, but it's very difficult on my own, so what I might do is coax Kelly, don't laugh Kel, into playing some maybe Blood Bowl or X-Wing, or something along those sort of lines, just to get an actual first battle report onto the channel. Let me know what you want in the comments, and I will endeavour to provide that. And let me just do some highlighting. It's very difficult. I know you guys probably can't see what I'm doing here, so I will show you. Just basically making this Drukhari Warrior, and every now and again you just want to clean off the paint from your brush and go back to your palette and carry on painting. And like I said at the start, I'm not the world's best painter. You don't have to be, it's entirely your hobby, and if you're good at painting, I absolutely salute you. And I love looking at the really amazing paint jobs that you see out there, and the effort that these people put into it is incredible. I'm not saying I don't put effort in, I'm just saying I'm not to their sort of standard, but I do paint to a reasonable tabletop standard, and again, it's, if I'm happy with it, then that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, they're my models, and if I want to paint them shit and dip them into paint, then guess what, I will. I won't though, because I think over the years you learn. I've been playing this hobby 20 odd years, and I think over those years I've learned that I spend an extortionate amount of money with Games Workshop. What I don't want to do is then buy them, build them, spray them, and then dip them in a pot of paint and so yeah, they're done. So I like to take care of all my models. I think most of us do. That's why we have nice cases. We don't just throw them in carrier bags and go to a game. Looking at you, Phil. So guys, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel, and I will bring you more content every week. Like and click notifications so that you get an email or whatever it is to say that there's a new video up. And this week, like I said, I will bring you some Dark Elder list analyses and some more one man and his model units. So thank you for watching, guys. I will carry these on in your absence, and I will speak to you all soon. Stay positive, and sooner or later we will all get to go out and play games again and have some fun, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take it easy.